Throughout history, animals have played crucial roles in human conflicts. But beyond the war horses and elephants, there are individual animals whose bravery and loyalty have left an irrefutable mark on history. From a drinking and smoking bear who fought alongside soldiers to a cunning feline, keeping a vital ship's crew safe from rat infestations. These are just some of the stories of those who made a difference on the battlefield. In the midst of World War II, a unique and heartwarming story emerged from the chaos of battle. It began in the mountains of Iran, where a group of Polish soldiers from the 22nd Artillery Supply Company stumbled upon an orphaned Syrian brown bear cub. The soldiers, far from home and in need of a boost in spirit, decided to adopt the cub, naming him Wojtek, which means happy warrior in Polish. Wojtek quickly became an integral part of the unit, providing companionship and lifting the spirits of the war-weary soldiers. As he grew, so did his bond with the men. He was officially enlisted into the Polish army, complete with a service number, rank, and paybook. This unusual recruit was even given the rank of private, and later promoted to corporal, reflecting his importance to the unit. Wojtek's role in the war went beyond mere companionship. During the Battle of Monte Cassino in 1944, he demonstrated remarkable strength and intelligence. The bear helped transport heavy crates of ammunition, mimicking the actions of the soldiers around him. His ability to carry these supplies under fire was a significant morale booster for the troops. Wojtek's presence on the battlefield became a symbol of struggle and hope. The bear's contributions did not go unnoticed. He became a beloved figure among the Allied forces, and his story spread far and wide. After the war, Wojtek and his unit were stationed in Scotland, where he continued to be a source of fascination and admiration. Eventually, he retired to Edinburgh Zoo, where he lived out the rest of his days, frequently visited by his former comrades. In the early days of World War I, a stray dog with a short tail and a big heart wandered onto the training grounds of the 102nd Infantry Regiment at Yale University. This scrappy little dog, later named Stubby, quickly endeared himself to the soldiers with his playful antics and unwavering loyalty. Despite the military's strict no-pets policy, Stubby was smuggled aboard the troop ship bound for France, hidden in a coal bin. His keen senses and intelligence soon proved invaluable to the soldiers. During a gas attack, Stubby alerted the men to don their gas masks, saving countless lives. His acute hearing allowed him to detect incoming artillery shells before they landed, giving the troops precious seconds to take cover. Stubby also had a remarkable ability to locate wounded soldiers in no man's land, leading medics to those in need of urgent care. One of Stubby's most famous exploits occurred when he captured a German spy attempting to map out the Allied trenches. The dog's tenacity and bravery earned him a promotion to the rank of sergeant, making him the first dog in the U.S. Army to receive such an honor. His exploits were widely reported in newspapers, and he became a symbol of courage and determination. After the war, Stubby returned to the United States as a celebrated hero. He participated in numerous parades, met 3 U.S. presidents, and was awarded several medals for his bravery. Stubby's story continued to inspire long after his passing, and his legacy is preserved in the Smithsonian Institution, where his preserved remains and medals are displayed. Still in the brutal and chaotic landscape of World War I, communication was often a matter of life and death. Among the many methods employed to relay messages, homing pigeons played a crucial role. One such hero, Sher Ami, became a symbol of hope and bravery for the U.S. Army's signal corps. Sher Ami, whose name means dear friend in French, was one of the hundreds of carrier pigeons used on the European battlefront. These pigeons were trained to carry messages when other forms of communication, such as telephone lines, were cut or too dangerous to use. Sher Ami's most famous mission took place during the Meuse-Argonne offensive in October 1918, a critical part of the final Allied push to break through German lines. The 77th Division, known as the Lost Battalion, found themselves trapped behind enemy lines, surrounded by German forces. With no way to communicate their dire situation, the soldiers faced almost certain annihilation. In a desperate attempt to save his men, Major Charles Whittlesey sent out several pigeons with messages pleading for help. However, one by one, the pigeons were shot down, leaving the battalion with dwindling hope. Sher was their last chance. Despite being shot through the breast, blinded in one eye, and having one leg nearly severed, the brave pigeon managed to complete its mission. Sher Ami carried a message that provided the battalion's coordinates, and their urgent need for support. Sher's incredible bravery did not go unrecognized. The pigeon was awarded the French Croix de Guerre for heroic service, and upon returning to the United States became a celebrated war hero. Sher Ami's injuries were treated, and a small wooden leg was crafted to replace the one that had been lost. Today, Sher's preserved remains are displayed at the Smithsonian Institution. In the rugged terrain of the Korean War, a small but mighty horse named Reckless captured the hearts of the U.S. Marine Corps. This chestnut mare of Mongolian bloodline was purchased by Lieutenant Eric Peterson for $250 from a local boy needing money to buy his sister a prosthetic leg. Reckless, originally named Achim Hai, meaning Flame of the Morning, was soon integrated into the 5th Marine Regiment. Her primary role was to carry ammunition for the 75mm rifles, a task that required navigating steep and treacherous terrain under enemy fire. Her intelligence and dedication quickly became apparent as she learned to make solo trips to supply the men, carrying heavy loads of ammunition, and returning with wounded soldiers. Reckless's ability to traverse the battlefield without guidance was nothing short of extraordinary. During the Battle of Outpost Vegas in March 1953, Reckless made 51 solo trips in a single day, covering over 35 miles and carrying more than 9,000 pounds of ammunition. Despite being wounded twice, Reckless continued her mission, embodying the spirit of a true Marine. Her actions not only saved countless lives but also earned her the admiration and respect of her fellow soldiers. She became a beloved member of the regiment, often sharing rations and sleeping quarters with the Marines. Her presence provided a sense of comfort and camaraderie, boosting the confidence of the troops. Reckless's bond with the soldiers was evident in the care and affection they showed her, treating her as one of their own. After the war, Reckless was transported to the United States, where she was stationed at Camp Pendleton in California. Amidst the turmoil of the Chinese Civil War, a small black and white cat named Simon found his way into the annals of naval history. Simon was discovered by a British sailor, George Hickenbottom, while the HMS Amethyst was docked in Hong Kong in 1948. The young sailor, recognizing the need for a ship's cat to control the rat population, brought Simon aboard. The HMS Amethyst was tasked with sailing up the Yangtze River to protect British interests. However, the ship came under heavy fire from Chinese communist forces, resulting in significant damage and casualties. Simon was severely injured by shrapnel, suffering burns and a serious wound to his leg. Despite his injuries, Simon's spirit remained unbroken. As the crew worked tirelessly to repair the ship and tend to the wounded, Simon resumed his duties with remarkable determination. His primary role was to control the rat infestation that threatened the ship's food supplies. Simon's efficiency in catching rats earned him the admiration of the crew, who saw him as a vital member of their team. His presence provided a sense of normalcy and comfort during the harrowing ordeal. Simon's bravery extended beyond his rat-catching abilities. He played a crucial role in boosting the morale of the crew, who were trapped on the river for over 3 months. Upon the ship's return to safety, Simon's heroism was formally recognized. He was also awarded the PDSA Dickin Medal, often referred to as the animal equivalent of the Victoria Cross, for his gallantry under fire and devotion to duty. Simon also received the Blue Cross Medal and the Amethyst Campaign Ribbon, making him the most decorated cat in military history. Simon's story did not end with the Yangtze incident. He continued to serve aboard the HMS Amethyst until his untimely death from an infection related to his injuries. Simon was buried with full naval honors, and his legacy lives on through numerous memorials and tributes. In the midst of World War II, a humble homing pigeon named G.I. Joe became a beacon of hope and a lifesaver for Allied forces. Born on March 24, 1943, this remarkable bird was part of the United States Army Pigeon Service, a unit that played a crucial role in communication and reconnaissance during the war. Joe's most famous mission took place in October 1943 during the Italian campaign. The British 8th Army had successfully captured the village of Calvi-Vecchia, and in Italy. But due to a communication breakdown, the Allied Air Command was unaware of this victory. A bombing raid was scheduled to target the village, posing a grave threat to both the British troops and the local inhabitants. With no other means of communication available, Joe was entrusted with a vital message to halt the impending airstrike. Despite the perilous conditions, he took flight, covering a distance of 20 miles in just 20 minutes. The pigeon arrived at the airbase just in time, delivering the message that saved over 1,000 British soldiers and countless civilians from certain death. His heroism did not go unrecognized. The pigeon was also awarded the ever-prestigious Dickin Medal. Today, G.I. Joe's preserved remains are displayed at the National Museum of the United States Air Force. These remarkable animals have shown us that heroism knows no boundaries. Their contributions to war efforts have left a lasting impact on history, saved lives, and boosted vigor on the bleak war-torn landscape.